Gimel. ומה שכתוב עתה יובן פירוש הפסוק כל דודי חולו ויש כל גדול חולו. And since this is the beer on Kol Dodi, it says now you can understand what it says, that Kol Dodi has to do with that there's a great voice like Kol Gadol Velo Yasaf. Ein me'inyan Kol Gadol Barabus Shmos Sof Pasha Kav Ches V'Sof Pasha Chav Tes Bamidbar Sof Pasha Chav Ubezohar Chelik Aleph Taf Nun Amud Beis Reish Yud Aleph Chelik Beis Kuf Lamed Zayin Aleph Chelik Gimel Daf Reish Samech Aleph Aleph. Vayin Masha Kasav Bahagos Al Pasuk Vayeshev Minyan Zeh. About the inyan of Kol Gadol Vini Peter Zeba Medaleg. Now the explanation of Hine Zeba Medaleg, that this one is coming and jumping on the mountains, Mekapetz Algvos and so forth. Hine Noda de Peter Zeh Hainu Yisod Shehu Am Shachav Agilo Mi Bechinas Yichud Eilah. So what is Zeh? Zeh Medaleg, that refers to Yisod, that the Hamshacha comes and the revelation from the supernal union, the jumping revelation is coming as a flow from Yisod, from the Yichud Eilah. Vayim Bezor Chelik Aleph Parshas Vayikra Daf Reish Mem Hey V'zeu Inyan Yachid Chei Olamim Melech, and that's the concept of alone the life of the world is the king. So first you have Yachid Chei Olamim Melech, and afterwards it goes up and is Melech Yachid. Shamshach bebechinas Yachid lebechinas Malchus. That the drawing down is from the concept of Yachid to the concept of Malchus, before Malchus is elevated to Al-Yidei Chei Olamim, and that Hamshacha, that flow, comes through the Chei Olamim, Hainu Yisod, Shenikra Chai. That's through Yisod, that's called alive, the Chei Olamim. V'zeh shekosov, v'zeh shara shamayim chulu, and that's why it says that this is the gate of heaven. So the word v'zeh, hine zeh ba medaleg, v'zeh shara shamayim, that's the gate. That's where the flow from heaven comes to be king of the world. Lochin Amar Razal, Moshe nisna bebezeh. Therefore, our sages said that Moshe had his nevuah with the word zeh instead of ko, instead of the word ko, because it refers to the flow from above, the Hamshachas HaYisod from Yachid. Moshe Kosov Sof Tibor Amaskul Rashi Matos. Achine yesh kama bechinas yisodos. However, there's a number of concepts in Yisod shein seder ha'ishtalshlos me'ila v'alol, which are the gradative process from cause to effect. V'al ze ne'emar u'maspia l'chol chai ratzon, and about this it says, and he satiates to each chai the ratzon, the will, meaning to each chai, to each bechinas yisod. V'al derech ze amru razal b'menachos nun gimel yavo zeh v'yikabel zos mizeh chulo, that this one should come and receive this from that from this. So Moshe should come and receive zos Hatorah from this, and from Zakeli. V'zeu vayikra zel zeh, Moshe goes b'makom acher, and that's why it says that this one called to this, also like we say in Rishus l'chasen Torah mi ala lamaram ויקרא זה לזה, ואמר זה לזה. כמו שכתוב במקום אחר, אמנם זהו כשנמשך על ידי סדר ההשתלשלות, צריך להיות הרבה בחינת יסוד. However, when you draw it through the order of creation, you have to have a lot of these concepts of the yisod, hamekasher, hamashpia, im hamekabel, that ties the giver of the flow to the receiver. Aval b'chinas medaleg, zeu keshenimshach shelo keseder ha'ishtalshlos. But when we're talking about this concept, hine zeh ba medaleg, that's referring to hamshacha when that's not in the order of the gradative process. And that's what we're saying, that we're jumping over these concepts of Yisod. That is to say that this concept of Zeh, this Yisod, comes in a way of a jump, skipping over the levels. And that is the revelation of the Yisod of Arich, Bechinas V'Rav Tov Leves Yisrael, the concept of great good to the house of Israel. Like it says in the Mamar that the mountains will be moved, and in the explaining the end of the pasuk, but my covenant of peace will not be moved, will not falter. So the concept, I guess, of Bris Shlomi is the union of Yisod that's ständig, that has that even when you don't have the natural order, you still have this concept of Bris Shlomi, which perhaps is also the Rav, like Yisod of Arich, like Rav Tov. When similarly it's written, and we will say on that day here Elokeinu is Zeh, the concept of Yisod, this higher Yisod, this revelation of from above. In the days of Mashiach, Zeh Havaya Kivinu Lo. The Zeh of Havaya Kivinu Lo, we made kavim for it. Perish Bechina Zeh. So you have two concepts of Zeh in this pasuk. Hine Elokinu Zeh and Zeh Havaya Kivinu. Perish Bechina Zeh Aleph Moral Giloi Zodat Tzilos. That is to say, the first Zeh refers to the revelation of Zeh Anpin of Atzilus. Bechina Zeh HaBeis. That hints to the fact that we'll have Zer Anpin on the level of Arich Anpin. So Zeh Havaya refers to that you'll have an elevation to Zah even higher into Arich. So first you have Elokeinu Zeh. So the Zeh is on the level of Elokeinu. And then it goes up to the level of Havaya, Zeh Havaya. So it's these two Zehs, one is higher than the other. The Parshas told us. And this is also the concept of this one comes and jumps. And this is, and you should tell it to your sons on that day, to say, for the sake of Zeh, for the sake of this, Havaya did for me. So that's why you say Ba'avur Zeh. Ba'avur B'china Zeh, Nimshach Hagilui Mi B'china Zeh Ba'medaleg. That for this purpose of the level of Zeh, you have the revelation of Zeh is jumping. This revelation is coming in not in the Seder V'Hadraga. Uperish B'yomahu, Al Derech V'Amar B'yomahu. So what is V'Amar B'yomahu? So, in explaining Vayikra Televin Chabayumahu, on that day, that you're telling your son on that day is like Amar Bayomahu Eloinu Hine Elokeinu Zeh V'hu Bechinas Giloi Kol Gadol Mi Bechinas V'Ligdulaso In Cheke. It's a concept of the revelation of this great voice, the called Dodi, that he mentioned before, from the concept of that to his greatness there's no end. So that's Bayomahu on that day. Hine Elokeinu Zeh. So Bayomahu can refer to different ideas. In this case, because you have Yom Hahu, Yom Hazeh, Laila Hahu, Laila Hazeh. Laila Hazeh is Leil Shimurim. Bayom Hahu is that's when we're gonna say Hine Elokeinu Zeh. So it refers to the Hu refers to a hidden level. So on that day, when it's Hu, that's when we're gonna say Hine Elokeinu Zeh. So when it says Vayikra Televincha Bayom Hahu, when you tell your son about Bayom Hahu, it's gonna say Ba'avur Zeh. We're going to say that it's for the purpose of Zeh, to the revelation of the Gilui of Lasit Lavo. And this is also the level of called Dodi, or called Gadol. Very much because of Od Minyan Kol, B'dibur HaMaskil, V'chol Ha'am V'chol Ha'am, then Roy Masakol. B'dibur HaMaskil, Kol Kol Yaakov, B'dibur HaMaskil, V'yikol Ma'al, Ma'al Rakia. בדיבור המסחל משה ידבר ובעניין מהירה ישמע כל חסן וכל קלה. So it says משה ידבר ואלוקים יעננו בקול. וסוף דיבור המסחל באים ישרש. ומה שכתוב בפירוש מדלג. And this that the Mamar talks about, the idea of jumping. הנה יש להבין קצת שכמו כן למטה בעבודה יש בחינס Dilug, that's below in the service of Hashem. You also have a concept of jumping, and that's the concept of tshuva, with an extra effort that you jump from one level to another, back to Hashem. And through this, you jump the over the wall. Gamkein, or you jump over the lines that are set one after the other. Gamkein, or that is to say, that you awaken from above, beyond the order of creation, beyond the natural order of how things progress. One line after the other. Like it says, that you will not have a barren woman, where like Hannah, who davened above Hashem, above the name of Havaya. That Havaya is the Seder Ishtal Shlos Tzimtzum V'Hamshacha and so forth. And similarly, it's explained about Hallel, where it says that the mountains danced, which I guess Rikud is like Medalig. The dancing is like jumping. And the concept is and that is because the souls of Israel, before their descent into a body, are called standing. And through their descent into a body, they're called travelers. And there it explains that the concept of travelers is the idea of with all of your might. So if traveling is with all of your might, just the concept of, like, let's say walking, so what's the difference between that and the concept of jumping, which also seems to be, which is higher than just walking, traveling, to the point where the traveling is simply considered going from place to place in the natural order in comparison to this jump. Like it says in the Mamar about how the mountains danced. And we can say the two ways, or we can say this in two ways. The first is in accordance with what it's explained on the verse, for my honor I created Shneshamos Yisrael Shoshen Mibriya, that the souls of Israel, they're rooted in the world of Bria. Alu b'machshava, that they came up in thought. V'alidei yeridasim b'asiyah afasisiv, and through their descent into the world of Asiyah, like it says, Barasiv Yitzartiv Afasisiv, Marbi Bechina Revis, it says Afasisiv, it adds, I even made them, that hints to a fourth level, Zeu Atzilus, that's their source in the world of Atzilus, V'zeu Rova Yisrael, and that's the Mispars Rova Yisrael, like Balak says, the fourth, it can be translated as the fourth of Israel, the fourth level. If so, we can say, hey, their standing is in the world of Bria. That's where they're rooted in before they come to this world. And the traveling through their descent into a body. That's the Marbiravis. I've even made them the concept of the world of Atzilus. Right, so if you have a source above, but you get an extra level by coming below, so that the fourth level is hinted to in the Asiyah Afasisiv. How you travel up to Atzilus, the Hiluch, in comparison to Amida. And similarly in the Mamar about how this mitzvah that I command you, and so forth, that refers to the mitzvah of tshuva. What's this mitzvah that I command you, tshuva? That I command you, the anochi, that's the level of tshuva. That you reach higher through it. Amnam shar kol mitzvos nikra mitzvos avaya. So that's the concept of anochi, the concept of tshuva, the jumping. However, all the other mitzvos are called the mitzvos havavaya. Lo sasem yudke chachma bina mitzvah sasem vavke zun, that the negative commandments are come from the yudke of Hashem's name, corresponding with chachma and bina, and the positive commandments come from vavke za and nukva, whereas the mitzvah of tshuva, mitzvah zos asher nochi mitzavcha, that comes from the level of anochi. V'chein is bar b'torah or b'biyarol pasuki kasher hashamayim achadashim shal yidei torah mitzvos nimshach gam b'biyah hamayin duchurin matzilus chulu. That through the Torah mitzvahs we draw down into B'yetz Yerasiyah, the masculine waters from Atzilus. Val derech zeh nispor b'dibor hamaschil ki seitze the Tov Kuf Samech Beis. Achin hatshuva shi b'chinas asher anochi mitzavcha meb'chinas keser d'Atzilus. So the traversal up to Atzilus, the hamshach from Atzilus, that's the natural order of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, that we get through the order b'seder v'hadraga, the avoda, just by coming down into this world, we get an extra level. But tshuva is a higher level, it's a jumping. Mebichinas keser d'Atzilus, that refers to keser of Atzilus, zeu inyan hadilug, that's the concept of jumping, shalom ma'ile mimadrega, that's higher than the levels, mimadrega sahiluch, higher than the levels that you reach through traveling, shumib bial Atzilus chuluf, which is from B'yetz Yerasiyah to Atzilus. Similarly, it's explained this according to what it says on Shabbos Shabboson, that the souls of Israel, their root is from the concept of the Tehirui law. Like we say, that the soul that you've given into me is pure. That's through hidden worlds. Kodesh Yisrael. I guess and through this, instead of just the neshama being tahor, it reaches the level of Kodesh. Kadosh Yisrael, the holiness of Israel. Sure, Kedishanu b'mitzvosav, that we say that you sanctified us the level of Kodesh with your mitzvos. Bechinas Kodesh Shelamayla min Bechinas Tahor, the concept of holy, which is higher than the concept of purity. Zeu Bechinas Aliyos Olamos de Shabbos Shenikra Shabbos Kodesh. And that's the elevation of the worlds of Shabbos. That's called Shabbos. That's holy. That's Kodesh. That's the natural order of elevation. But through tshuva, we reach not just Kodesh, but the Holy of Holies, like Yom Kippur, that's Shabbos of Shabbos. Because the concept of returning is Yom Kippur, Shabo Nichnas Kohen Gadol Beis Kodesh HaKadashim, in which the Kohen Gadol goes into the Holy of Holies, V'amechuven Kanal, and the intent is like we just explained about this difference between the Seder V'Hadraga, the Hiluch going up to Atzilus, and the Diluch going up to Keser. Kodesh hu Chachma d'Atzilus, that the Holy is the Chachma of Atzilus, the Kodesh HaKodashim zeu Bechinas Keser, and the Holy of Holies is the level of Keser. Ulchein Nikra Yom Kippurim Shabbos Shabbos, and that's why Yom Kippur is called the Shabbos of Shabbos. That it talks about the difference between Shabbos and Shabbos Shabboson. And I think Shabbos Tata and Shabbos Ilot. And that's the concept of jumping. Like it says by Pesach that you have to count after the Shabbos. At the Sfiras HaOmer is after the level of Shabbos, after you've jumped, I guess. Because Shabbos, in that context, refers to the holiday of Pesach. But also spiritually it refers to the fact that this level that you're drawing down from is higher than the concept of Shabbos. So too by the splitting of the sea it says, because he's exalted over exalted, not just a regular level of high, but even higher. Therefore the mountains danced. Which is higher than the concept of traveling. And the strength of tshuva is that it's also with an extra strength, that I called you from the depths, the concept of jumping. Because the righteous are called travelers in the regular order from level to level. When they draw down ma'avatzilus, the supernal will that's enclosed within the supernal wisdom, it's enclosed, it's melubash in chachmei law. However, a bal tshuva from the depth of the heart, that's from higher than chachma, I guess without a luvush. And we can also explain another and according to this, so the jumping is in truth a revelation and drawing down that's higher than the concept of the traveling. And we can also explain in another way, according to the Mamar that you return Israel to the point where Havaya becomes the Elokim, like it says Shuvah Israel Adavaya Lokecha. So you're elevating Havaya to the level where the Hamshacha is so high that Havaya is now like Elokim. Like Yaakov says when he stood up at Matseva and he poured oil on it, and he said, Havaya will be for me, for Elokim, like it says in Torah Or. But Yaakov accomplished this through his avodah in the order of levels, from level to level. But you can reach this level through tshuva, not in the natural order also. Shuvah Yisrael Adavai Lokecha. Nimsa Yishlomar Shagila Bechina Achas Bechina Echad, that we can say that this is the same revelation, only that the repentant people, those who return, acquire their world in 1 moment, in 1 hour. This, that the righteous merits this level through their 70 years of work. And similarly is Pesach in comparison to Shabbos. That it says, show me your vision. That Tshuva is a reflected light. That this is higher than the concept of the good inclination of tzaddikim, where it says, get up for me. Ketzer, Inyan called Dodi, so explain the concept of the voice of my beloved, the call gadol, the jumping, Inyan, Hinizeba, and the concept of it. This is Zeh is coming, Medalik. Vinyan Medalik, Shalamayl Bibichinas Mahalech Ulum, explain the idea of jumping that's higher than the concept of traveling. Hein Bavoda, Yesh Amida Vihiluch Vidilug, and so too in service of Hashem, they're standing and traveling and jumping. So too, in the order of drawing down from above to below, you have this concept, the different revelations from above as well, whether it's a standing revelation or a traveling revelation or a jumping revelation.